Welcome back, everybody. It is Monday night at Heroes and Hooligans, where we are doing all kinds of Heroes and Hooligans chaotic things. Thank you, Queen's Court, for the raid. Nice to see you, friends. It is season 2 of our Baby Stage. We are in Igniting the Fires. We are in our, third episode now. And they are officially fully into the Animus. You're going to give us a recap from last week. Yeah.
Can I go? Oh, okay. I'm unmuted. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Much loves. Okay, so recapping what happened last week. Kira finally rejoined the group, the lovely and chaotic, sassy group that we are. And we ventured for the very first time in the season back into the Animus, where we are close to Hala, I believe is what it was called, the town that we are in. We are currently camping out by a mysteriously silent and eerie little river with a whole bunch of cliffs around us. And as the responsible part of the party goes to sleep, our wonderful agents of chaos, Cora and Vex, have decided to go and explore what lies below and have discovered this wonderful structure where these creatures are now coming out. So we're going to see what happens.
We're in danger.
It's fine.
It's fine. Gonna see what happens. I don't know why this super weird boxes around it, but anyways, ignore that not so pretty screen share that we have there. But this is where you were camped at on this cliffside here from last week. A couple of things that I have in my notes that you did not touch on, JJ, but that's okay because my viewpoint is a little bit different. Is from the last time that they were in the Animus until now has been a 2.5-year time lapse. Brianna and Zarso had never, Kira / Brianna and Zarso had never been into the Animus before, so this is their first time. Finka did hear something down in this massive gully here, and that is what prompted everybody to go to the side where they were looking around. And some rocks started getting thrown. There was a rock that hit something large and made like a clanging sound. Finka made Vex promise not to go alone, and Vex 100% did not break that promise because she did not go alone. She dragged Cora, and Cora was willing to all shenanigans. When they got to the edge, they found a very small, very narrow, rocky kind of staircase, Vex and Cora, and they took it down. And when they took it down, they found themselves someplace different, which I will show you. And they were hearing some sounds and things that were slightly scary. This is where they have found themselves. Little Vex.
Leave you two alone for 5 minutes.
All the way down at the bottom of the waterfall in this sort of ruined place. Somebody else sleeping. Crawling from the ruins were some interesting things, which we will touch back on here in a moment. We're going to leave Vex and Cora down at the bottom for a few minutes. And we're going to go up to camp, well, for more than a few minutes. We're going to go up to camp where everybody is sleeping. Saga, when you wake up, kind of regain your consciousness in the Animus, it's later than everybody else. You didn't get up and make it into Project Mako stuff on time. You didn't take your meds. It kind of affected you differently, and you weren't feeling so well, so they let you have some time because they didn't want to put you in with like a queasy stomach, anything like that. So you got in. It was later than everybody else. Okay. When you gain your consciousness in the Animus, you find yourself in Hala in a different time zone, a different place. But you see that there's a camp set just off in the distance from where you are. I would say probably you're about 100 feet away from where you can see this camp sort of off in the distance. You can hear the sound of a rushing waterfall. Dark. You do see a very dim fire and the shadow of some tents set in the distance at this camp.
I was muted, sorry. About how far away am I?
About 100 feet.
About 100 feet. Do I see any movement or anything?
You do not. Just see a crackling fire and some tents.
Okay. I don't think that Ulfsaga would be particularly cautious. She's pretty friendly. So she's just going to walk up to where she sees the fire and just loudly like blurt out, "Hi! Hello, hi! Is anybody here? I think that I'm lost."
How do those of you in tents react to hearing Ulfsaga outside? Hi, hello. Well, you hear a voice, probably recognize it once you're awake, but somebody is waking you up very loudly.
Finka probably does like the stereotypical like started awake and like does some of this in her blankets for like 2 seconds before she's like awake and like, wait, no, I know that voice. But she's in her tent so no one else sees that. It's fine.
I don't fully recognize the voice, so I mean I'm not gonna pop my head out, but I'm just gonna be like on alert. Like, what's coming? Who knows?
I will pop my head out.
Do I see anybody out there while I'm like wandering around outside of their tent?
You don't. You see several tents set up. It's fairly dark, so you don't really see any like recognizable markings or designs on any of the tents in the dark. You see a fire that looks like it was tended to earlier, has kind of died a little low. Above it, you see like the cooking grate sort of things that you would have at camp to cook soup on. You see some dishes and things set off to the side. It looks like a used campsite that was packed up-ish for the night. Maybe they were going to be, they didn't know how long they were going to be there. You would recognize it as a campsite, but you don't see anybody out there or anything like that. That does look like it was recently used, though.
Do I hear any like movement in the tents or anything?
Oh, you probably certainly would hear when you talk. Like, it's pretty quiet aside from in the background you're hearing like the waterfall and like the natural night sounds, but you know how like deadening the silence of the night in the woods can be, right? Even if you hear crickets and things. So it's kind of like something like that. So you would hear like the rustle of blankets and commotion and things, I'm certain, coming from Finka's tent. Zarso is doing the if I keep my legs under the blanket, the monster won't eat me sort of thing. So he's very quiet, and I'm not sure where Brianna, how Brianna has reacted yet.
I would say that once I hear somebody talking, I will probably open my eyes and then like slowly reach for like whatever my nearest weapon is just to be ready. And then as I hear that it's Ulfsaga, then I'll be like, oh, okay, wait, I know who that is. And then I'll get up and get out of my tent.
Before you do that, I'm just gonna be like, hey, your fire's getting low. I don't think it's a good idea for you to not have anybody out here watching you guys. Like, this is bad. This is a bad idea. But I'm gonna put some wood on your fire and I'll just hang out. I'm good and all. I'm nice. I'm not gonna hurt you or anything, but your fire is dying. So
yeah, as soon as Finka hears that, oh, we're out of the tent now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming out. I mean,
like scrabbling, as in, what do you mean no one's watching?
Yeah, I'd be like, where's Vex and Cora?
Well, you would think
we don't know about Cora yet, but Vex was supposed to be on watch.
Vex was supposed to be on watch, so you would think, where's Vex?
Where's Vex?
But you haven't also heard anything from Cora, and Cora is an Ayer, essentially, is what they're called in her tribe, where she is somebody who is extremely trained and focused in the art of hearing. So much so that Korra has blind sense and tremor sense, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. So Korra has like extremely good hearing and would have heard Osaga coming from a farther distance than Osaga started away. So that should be something that would, Finka, you would 100% know that as the person who was in camp with everybody. When somebody started talking and Korra didn't alert, that would be something you'd be like, wait a minute, nobody's watching and Korra didn't say something. You're going to have probably an aha, these bitches moment here pretty quick.
I recognize Finka when she comes out of the tent, though, right?
Absolutely. And Finka would recognize Osaga right away because you two have seen each other in this way before. However, you have not seen Brianna and Zarso, but you can assume you didn't know Nurse Kira was coming, but you knew Zarso was going to be there. So,
okay. So I know everybody here then, mostly.
Yeah. Essentially, yes.
Okay, cool. I know you guys. That was lucky. I didn't know if I was walking into like a bandit camp or something. I just, thought I was going to try and be friendly and put my best foot forward so that I didn't get stabbed. But, this works out too.
Yeah, we might have to talk about that later. Okay, wait, I'm looking around. Vex was supposed to be on watch, clearly should not hear. Korra didn't wake up when you came, and she definitely should have.
Yeah, that's weird.
The fire is down, which means Vex has been gone for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, are we surprised? But at the same time, we should probably start looking right away.
Is
that little
be like, do we know where Korra's tent is? Like, or where they were resting? That's where Brianna's
check
gonna
right
go.
away just to be sure.
Yeah, Brianna's gonna immediately go over there to find if Korra's there where she's supposed to be.
Yep, Korra and Vex generally stay together. They have this sort of kind of kinship. Where when Vex was expelled, you didn't know this before, but you're going to learn now. When Vex was expelled from her tribe for being vexatious, she was out on her own as a youngling, and Korra had happened across her while Korra was out on a pilgrimage, and they became buddies because Korra was like, yo, bro, you're too young to be left alone. And Vex was like, yo, dude, you can't see shit, which can be partially dangerous. This is mutually beneficial. We're going to hang out. And now they like each other. And so they have this sort of kind of Wrigley twins relationship, but like chaos instead of sugar and spice and everything nice. They've got snakes and snails and puppy dog tails in their mix.
Oh my God, that's adorable. Okay, so I would go to their tent and see that neither of them are in there. And then I'll be like, they're not in here. Do you think? And then I'll look at Finka like, no, don't.
Do you remember the exact wording I made her repeat before I went to bed?
You told her not.
I made her promise not to go down there alone, and I'm sorry, that was my bad.
I mean,
clearly she roped Korra into it, and I'm betting they are down in the scary place right the fuck this minute.
We should just go.
There's a scary place.
Just go.
I feel like nobody should be tempted to go into the scary place. That seems...
It's Vex, come on.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Yeah, we got to go.
We told her we were all going to go down there in the morning. We just didn't want to go down there at night in the dark, which seemed perfectly reasonable to everyone except Vex.
Is there a reason that we all agreed to go down there at all?
It wasn't so much we agreed to go down there as everybody wanted to go down there.
Okay.
You don't have to go down there if you don't want to, obviously. But we heard some noises from down there. We're not quite sure what it is. It might not be scary. We don't know. Except, the fire is down low enough that I think...
Yeah. I'm going to grab my focus and say, let's go. I mean, we got to find them at least.
Yeah.
So it's been quite some time since Vex and Korra left. Because Vex, the little shit that she is still an intelligent little shit and waited a good hour or two for everybody to be asleep before waking Cora up. It is 500 feet down from the top to the bottom, but it is very like treacherous and difficult to navigate. There is like a craggy, rocky, narrow staircase that runs down the side next to the waterfall, but it is very narrow. It is very weather worn. It is difficult. So it's going to take them quite some time. So I'm going to say they've been gone probably about 4.5 hours from the time that everybody went to bed.
Yeah, if the fire's down,
Of course, she
I feel like
climb down
Fuka would be able to sort of backtrack a bit from that.
Okay.
Okay, well, clearly we have to go after them because we don't know what the fuck's down there. And if they end up dead, I would, feel bad about it.
Do you want to leave camp set up at the top, or do you want to kind of break it down and try to take it down the side?
I don't think we have time.
Yeah, I'd
Why
say
are you
leave
gonna
it.
ask hard questions? Yeah, I don't think we have time either.
Well, it's an important question because what if you get to the bottom and decide that you want to stay at the bottom with whatever's down there? None of you know what's down there. What if you get to the bottom and you want to stay? So it's an important question. If you don't have your camping gear when you do, I need to know that, right? So
I feel like we would not want to camp in the scary place, even if it was a nice scary place. I feel like we probably would not want to be there. So
I mean, I feel like we just like stomp at whatever embers are left. So there's, it's more dark. No one can see the campsite a bit. Stomp that out, and then leave. So it's a little harder to find.
I also feel like
so we're not completely obvious.
Yeah, I feel like we would also be like very like, okay, we need to find them like yesterday. So like we're like hauling ass to figure out how we're gonna get down there.
We need to get down there.
okay. So I'm going to say you get down and it takes you quite some time still, to get down. About the time it takes you probably moving at a decent speed. I'll give you two options. I'll give you at a safe speed, fast speed, which will probably about 1.5 hours to get down, or I will let you roll a dexterity save as a group to see if you can get down there in an hour's time to sort of cut the time gap as close as possible. What's the choice? What do you want to do?
How are we feeling?
Safe or a little dangerous?
I feel fine going fast.
I mean, I could try it.
But I'm pretty nimble, so
I could try it. Yeah, I mean, we need to get down there.
I'm not particularly dexterous, but I'm okay with giving it a try.
Same.
If we're gonna go, I'll say DC 12 to make it.
I was gonna say we could rope ourselves together so that if somebody slips and falls.
Yeah, we can do that.
And I have a shield. You can use it as a sled and just.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Once we rescue the idiots, we should definitely do that.
And make them watch.
And make them watch and not
the fun we're having.
This is your punishment.
No sled time for you.
No, none. 0.
So what I'm hearing is we have our own sled. This is what I'm hearing.
All right. Who's going to roll your group? Think are you going to roll it?
Sure. I do have 50 feet of rope, so we can rope ourselves together.
Yes.
Okay. This is just a straight dex check.
Yep. 12 or above.
There we go. Hey, let's see. 10 plus 4 is 14.
All right. So it only takes you about an hour in total to get down between your sled mechanics, your roping, your need to cuss somebody out for not being, responsible, things like that. You with your finkiness, you guys make it all the way to the bottom in only about an hour. When you get to the bottom, you see the same thing that they saw. I'll give it to you again since everybody's here now. Let me make this bigger. I wonder if that'll help. It probably would help. Hold on. Wow. It's my first time playing D&D via the computer, guys. I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. All right. Anyway, so this is what you see when you get to the bottom. And I actually wrote a thing for this. So hold on. Let me read.
I think.
An eerie fog hangs over the ruins of what came before. Weathered black stone, skeletons of where buildings once stood, protruding like jagged teeth. The moans of the waves break across the coastline, washing away bits of history with each wave. A bone-chilling, guttural gurgling cuts through the eerie beauty of the land, breaking through the mist. The waterlogged faces and bellies of bloat. This is the part no one tells you about. The Drekka. Roll initiative.
The what now?
Yep, that. The Drekka. Roll initiative.
Sure.
All right, so I actually, hold on, wait a minute. I have the encounter builder built on D&D Beyond. So if you roll on your character sheet just for initiative, I don't care if you do everything else with your regular dice for those people.
Totally cool.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh, wait.
Just because creature stat blocks and all that. And I have some music.
Well, that sucks, donkey balls.
That was not a good roll.
That was better than my physical roll.
All there are two of us rolled exactly.
Oh, dang. Do we have a three-way tie?
Oh, no.
Yeah, but D&D
Oh,
Beyond
dear.
to settle it out.
Oh, that's
What do you
terrible.
have? Roll. Ooh.
What is it? For those of you who can't see D&D Beyond on stream, Vex, Osaga, and I all rolled sevens.
Oh, there it is.
17, there we go. All right. So
What could possibly go wrong?
when you get to the bottom, you see everything I told you. You see all of this stuff, and you see Vex and Cora about 30 feet ahead of you, and they have some of these bloaty, rotty things that they have been like picking off one by one. But once they realize there's more delicious, tasty morsels of fresh flesh that's not rotten fish, then they kind of decide it's gang time, and then they roll out 6 deep, okay? And so you see 4 little smaller ones kind of in a backwards pyramid style, 4 little zombie guys, but like soggy, fleshy ones that look like they were drowned for all of eternity. And behind them are 2 slightly bigger ones. And then behind that is this big, terrible, beastie zombie thing that looks like it came from the depths of hell's stinky fish poop itself.
Hi guys, look what we found. Isn't this exciting?
Exciting is subjective.
At least you're alive. At least you're alive. We'll just
And-
go with that.
And in high spirits.
I didn't
Because
come
it's
alone. I didn't come alone.
Swearing continually under her breath.
All right, so Zarso, you are first in initiative order.
Lovely. All right. How far away is the first one from me?
I would say probably about, since Vex and Cora are 30 feet from you, they're probably about 45.
Okay, so well within range. I will blast at. I'll just blast. Actually, I'm gonna hex one of them first. So do that. One of the smaller ones. I forgot what they're called. Drekka?
They're all Drekka, yeah.
Got it. I thought they were different sizes.
Cool.
I will just do the furthest one on the left. Go with that. Hex that one and Eldritch blast it. Probably not. 9.
All the way on the left?
Yep, 9 to hit though.
Yep. That hits.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That is. Oh, big damage. 14.
14.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of damage is it?
That is force and necrotic, I believe. Because Hex would be
Ooh.
necrotic, and Eldritch Blast is forced.
Tell me the difference. What's the force damage?
The force damage is 9, and the necrotic is 5.
Okay. So that's what you do. That's a thing. Brianna, you are next.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and you said they're about 45 feet away.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I think my javelin says 30 and then Perrin 120. I don't know what that means. Does that mean it can cover that range, or I'm not sure.
What is it now? What did you say it says?
It says 30 and then Perrin 120.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
30, just anything under 30 puts you at disadvantage because it's ranged.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just aim at the one that at the same one that Zarzo aimed at. And just throw one of my javelins right at it.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Go for it.
And that is a 19.
That will hit.
Boom shakalaka. Okay. And then what is it? 4d6. I can't do math. All right. D6 is an 8.
For damage?
Yeah, piercing.
Okay. I wonder if it'll let me just change just that one. Yes, it did. Okay. Okay. So, is that EOT for you?
Yes.
Cora.
Okay. You said we were basically surrounded by them.
Yeah, you and Vex are up here. Let me get you some little bubbles. That's you because you guys are the only ones that you'll be able to kind of see right now because of the Zoom. You guys are like right up here.
Okay. Okay. Well, that might change that. Actually, let me read the description one more time because actually this may still work. If nothing else, it gets them further away. Okay, yeah, we'll try it. As an action, I'm going to wild shape, but I'm going to disaster form. And I'm going to put what it is here, but I'm doing the cyclone shield. So, for the audience, basically, Cora is creating like a little cyclone to kind of surround a 5-foot radius to try and force some of them back. And,
Okay. And what's the save on it?
my spell DC is 12. God damn it, Cora.
And what's the distance? You said within 5 foot?
Yeah.
Okay,
5
so when they get a little closer, I'll have them make that save.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And that's okay.
Alrighty. Is that EOT for you?
Yes.
All right, Pinka.
Okay. think it's sort of a one-trick pony, so can she see the big dude in the back?
Mm-hmm. He's big.
Okay. Okay. Then let's see. Actually, how far apart are these guys in their little clump?
The ones in the front probably closer together, 5-10 foot somewhere in the distance between them. The ones in the back, about the same. They're a pretty tight kind of cluster, kind of like a horde type cluster. About 5 foot, 5 foot, 5 foot. They're pretty stacked on top of each other. If that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. In that case, let's see. I think I'm gonna aim for number 2.
Okay.
He's about as central. Yeah, he's about as central as it gets. I am going to bonus action cast Hail of Thorns. And I'm going to take a shot at number 2. Fuck yeah, that's a natural 19 for 27? 27.
That'll hit.
So everybody within 5 feet of the original target needs to make a dex save.
Okay. Can do.
That's not great. And then 10. Okay.
What's the DC?
DC is 13.
Okay, so I got 1 fail. And the one you hit needs to make the save too, right?
Yes.
2 fail, 3 fail.
Okay, so the original guy, the actual arrow, does 7 points of piercing damage. So that's just for him. And then everybody, the damage for Hail of Thorns is 7 piercing damage, and then anybody who made it takes half.
Yeah, they are. All right.
And that's my turn.
Let's change this color here so that way we know they're tangled. They'll be purple because they're purple because they're in Hail of Thorns. That's AoE, right? It stays.
I don't think so. I think it just, the arrow just goes. It doesn't like entangle them or anything.
Okay, I was thinking of a different spell, I guess.
Yeah, I have that one, but that, yeah, this just like sends thorns shooting everywhere.
Okay. Vex.
I'm gonna shoot a fireball. Fire bolt. Not the big AoE one, the little cantrip one.
Okay. Where?
At number 1. No, number 3.
Okay.
That's a 9 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That is 6 fire damage.
So Vex hits this guy with the fire. And you see this zombie sort of roar back. And he gets really kind of angry in his eyes for a moment. And then he kind of like shreds out of his original zombie skin, and he gets as big as the guys behind him.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, fuck.
Huh. Huh.
Concern intensifies.
And
Sure,
no
what
one
else?
else has used a no one else has used a fire spell yet, right?
Correct.
No.
So maybe no fire. Got it.
But maybe yes fire.
But maybe yes,
Like-
fire. Yeah.
Like to be determined.
TBD.
But that is going to be Vex's turn.
Okay. Of Saga.
Yes, I am ready. Okay, well, I'm halfway ready. Is our goal to try and push them away? I feel like I've heard people trying to push them away.
I don't know if you're pushing them away, trying to kill them, pushing them back so that way they're not on top of you so you have more time to kill them. I don't
Cool.
really know.
Okay, if that is the case, then I'm going to use Channel Divinity and turn undead. It says, as an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censoring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must take a wisdom saving throw DC of 13. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. A turned creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use a dodge action.
Okay. So, are you going to move first?
Yeah, I'm gonna just I see them like turning into these like scary, like very scary creatures, and I'm just gonna like bolt towards them as fast as I can, and just like start shouting out this prayer to the goddess Hell to move them away. So I'm gonna try and get like as close as I can within 30 feet, and like kind of in between them and my friends, and push them away.
That's your movement speed? What's your movement speed? 30?
I believe it's 30. Let me double check. Yes.
All right. So your 30 will put you right behind Cora and Finka, or Cora and Vex. So I'll put you up there. So you'll get the first couple here, the first row.
Okay.
Because your friends are in your little space there. All right. So what's your save? What is it again? Wisdom?
Wisdom save, they have to beat a saving throw of 13.
All right. Got 3 fails so far. And a fail. 4 fails.
Okay.
So these guys are moving. All right. And that's EOT.
And that's what?
Is that EOT for you?
Yes, I don't think I have anything else I can do at the moment.
Okay. All right. So that is my turn now with this horde of fucking zombies who all have shitty, terrible wisdom, so are going to be stuck at a distance. 2 nat 1s, that's awesome. All right, so those 2 in the middle can't get any closer to you because your spirits do the thing. And the big guy in the back also has terrible wisdom. So we'll see how he does on that. No. So he doesn't do anything either. So you've got them all pushed back from where you are now. And that brings
If I can, I want to call back to Cora and Vex to try and move back behind me. When
yeah,
they're
you can call out to them and they can do that on their next turn. If they want to move, then they can move on their next one. All right, Zarso, we are back at the top with you.
All right. So like about how far is 5 and 6 then? About like 60-ish feet probably.
Yeah, they're moving away because of
Okay.
the channel divinity.
Okay. I'm gonna move a little bit up, so I'm like 50-ish feet, and not too close, but not too far. And do Sacred Flame. On number 6.
Okay.
And that is just a dex saving throw on your side. DC 14.
Is it half damage if pass or no damage?
Save or suck.
Suck then. Well, no, I got a 19, so I save. So you
Yes.
suck. I'm awesome.
Yep.
All right.
I am done then.
All right.
Womp womp.
Brianna.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna move up, and seeing as I have 4 javelins left, I'm gonna yeet another one, right at number. I'm gonna aim at number 5 this time. Let's see what happens. Oh. I know how to work this. Don't worry. I got it. It's all Gucci.
Yes, very convincing.
I think that's a... What
14.
is that? A 14?
Mhm.
Okay, can I do math? Do math. It's all good. Does that hit?
Yes, it does.
All right. So then I do a 1d6 plus the tree. There. Yeah, okay.
9.
9. Yeah, 9 piercing damage. So you're just gonna see Brianna just like step up and just like yeet! Just javelin like straight over everyone and just ping that bad boy right in the chest.
Checks out. Does check out. All right. Is that EOT for you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Cora.
Okay. Think we're mostly trying to get away from them, so I would like to cast Entangle, getting as many of them in a 20-foot square that I can.
Okay. Probably like right here.
Alright. That works. I need a strength save from them. They have to beat a 12 because I have really bad wisdom, all things considered.
All right. 1 second. You said a 12?
Yeah.
All right. So that's 2 fails. That's a pass. And who else do I need? Okay. These 2. Pass. My dice make weird noises. I'm very sorry. I've got 3 fails and 2 passes.
Okay. Everyone who failed is now restrained, and they have to use their action to make another check in order to free themselves, if they want to free themselves.
Okay. So I'm gonna say this one. This guy right here is also entangled. This guy. Entangled. So you've got the biggest, gnarliest one saved and one of the medium-sized ones saved. These 3 failed.
Okay. And I was told to back up, so I will back up.
Okay.
And I'm good. I'm done.
Okay. Finka.
Right. one hasn't hit yet.
Hmm?
The big one in the middle hasn't been hit yet, right?
No.
Okay.
He passed his entangle.
Okay, well, I am going to. I'm going to Hunter's mark his ass. And then I'm going to shoot him. Okay, that is 17 to hit.
On the big guy?
Yep.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. So then, what do we have? Dog woof. Okay. 9 damage total.
What kind of damage is that, please?
Piercing.
Okay, so 9 piercing. Okay. Is that EOT for you?
That's it.
All right. Vex.
Okay, so Vex is going to shoot a Chaos Bolt at number 1. And that is a 9 to hit.
Does that? That does hit.
Okay, so that's going to be 12 lightning damage.
All right.
And I will move behind Ulfsaga. I don't need another lecture for not paying attention. That's it.
Fair. All right. So up next, speaking of lecture, Ulfsaga, it is your turn.
It's my turn again?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay.
Vex and Cora did move behind you.
Okay. So I have the cantrip Toll the Dead. So I'm gonna cast that at I think number 1. So it says you point at one creature you can see within range. It's 60 feet is my range. And the sound of a Dolores spell fills the air around it for a moment. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage. The spell's damage increases by 1 die when you reach... Oh, yeah, never mind that part.
Okay. And what's the
The save would be a 13. A wisdom save of 13.
pass? Is it half damage or no?
Sorry?
It's he passed it. Is it half damage or no?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say anything about if it missed.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's my turn. I can move forward a little bit and try to push any of them that are still affected back.
You can, if you would like to. How far forward would you like to move?
How far away are they now?
About, I'll say probably about 20, 25 feet. Well, from you, 30 probably now, because they have to be.
Okay, I'm gonna try and move forward another like 15 feet to push them back a little bit. Any of them that are not entangled, push those ones back a little bit further.
We'll just push those out of the entangled circle there. And then these guys are still stuck in here. Okay.
Can I also take out, I have a mace. Can I also take that out and just kind of be prepared for my next move?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. I'm going to do that too.
Julie, I have a quick question.
I have a quick answer.
Can I retroactively tell you what I rolled on my wild magic search?
Sure.
So I rolled a 36, which told me I had to roll a d10. And I rolled a 1 on it, which means that Vex is now 1 year younger than she was a moment ago.
Oh, fascinating. Like
Just
we needed that added chaos.
Just thought you should know.
In case the audience was wondering why Hooligan hates wild magic, cue example Vex. While I love Lala dearly, example Vex is why I hate wild
Hey,
magic.
at least it was only 1 year.
It was. It was.
It could have
That
been
happened
up
to me
10.
in another campaign, and I lost 3 years, and now my character in that other campaign is a very small child, so I know the pain.
Well, awesome job, wild magic. These zombies really have terrible wisdom, so they're not able to advance. But the ones that would have to move, I did already move. So that is that. They don't really get to do shit to you because they're melee people, and Wolf Saga kind of stopped them from doing melee things. So that runs it right back to the top again of Zarso.
All right, I'm gonna go for 2, 5, and 3 have not been damaged, just snared, basically, right?
Well, they do have damage, but I can only have one color on them at a time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2
Um,
and 5 are damaged.
okay, I'm gonna go for number 5, leaving my hex over on number 4 for now, which is fine. I have a feeling necrotic isn't doing much. Yeah, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast number 5 with advantage then, because they're entangled. Correct? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's that. Same on both. Okay, so 24.
To hit for both.
Yeah, they were both 18s plus 6.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right. Where's my 2? Wait. Yep, 2. Force. Heavy hitting.
From both of them, so 4 total.
No, just it was advantage roll, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
unless you want to put 4 down, I mean, it won't stop.
You only have one bolt of Eldritch Blast. Don't you have more than one?
At level 5.
Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Teasing you. I forgot about that.
I mean, I can blast 2. I mean,
Nope. Totally okay. I was just preparing you for what it's going to be like when you're a big kid and you're level 5. All right. Brianna.
Oh, this is
Like a seasoned Olympian, I'm going to go ahead and take my 3rd javelin. I'm just going to keep javeling these motherfuckers till they die.
You've been working.
Okay. Just javel them to death. So I'm going to take my shot at number. Yeah, I'm gonna go for number 5, but I'm gonna move up first, so I can get closer to Wolf Saga and Vex and Korra. And then I will take my shot at good old number 5. Because I think I shot 5 earlier, so I'm pretty sure 5 already has one of my javelins like stuck inside them. So
Yeah, very it sticks out of him.
okay, go. So yeah, I will do that then. Okay, let's see. So this is just hilarious. Okay. All right, 17. All right. So then, and that will be 7 piercing damage. For good old number 5.
All
And
right.
then as I come into the circle, I'll look to Cora and Vex and be like, "Are you guys okay?"
Yeah, we're fine. But look what we found. It feels kind of weird down here, but the buildings, I get the feeling those are cool. Do they look nice? I don't know.
It's kind of damp. You know how I feel about damp.
That's very true. Hopefully we'll get you somewhere dry. Soon.
Dry would be nice, wouldn't it?
You're like, this is why we don't go into wet, damp areas that we're not familiar with.
Yeah, but it's also fun.
And Brown is just gonna pat Vex. Just like, I can't really be mad. Like, it's just so cute. Such an adorable person.
I can be mad. I can manage it.
Cora, it is your turn.
So here's the thing I now realize looking at my spell list.
Yes.
99% of my stuff is melee. I have no range, really. None.
Get up in there. You got
You can
this.
fix that.
So what I'm hearing is I have permission to go forward.
Yes, that's correct.
Do it.
Go for it.
Thank you.
From like 60 feet behind you. Go for it.
Cool. I'm going forward.
I love the cheerleader in the back. I love that.
Okay. And let's see. Let's go forward and let's try it out. I would like to do Rhymes Binding Ice. So that is a 30-foot cone. And I need everyone in that cone to make a con saving throw. DC is still 12, because I am not the best druid.
I was gonna say, how do I have a higher wisdom than you? That doesn't make any sense.
Because I rolled poorly.
Ah, gotcha.
We make it work, though. And for convenience, I'm just gonna...
2 save, 1 fail. Sorry, I'm muted like a jackass.
And then, so let me roll some dice. We'll make this easy. For once, we're just gonna roll the digital dice, even though they never were nice to me. 14 for everyone who failed, 7 for those who passed, and
It's cold.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
5, 3, and 2. 5, 3, and 2. You said 7 on the pass, 14 on the fail?
Yes. And now, not only are they entangled, but they have
Hold
ice
on.
if they
Hold on.
failed. So,
Hold on.
okay.
Chill out. Chill out your pants. 1 minute. Hold on. You're going to be excited in just one moment.
Okay.
That cold damage really seemed to fuck them off entirely. So 2, 5, and 3 are.
Okay. We learned a thing. We have connected dots. End of turn.
Binka. Dots have been connected.
Dots have been connected. That's great. I can do nothing about any of those dots because I do one thing and one thing only.
But you do it and you do it well.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a shoot number 7 because yeah, I'm mad at him. Ooh, that's not much. Does 13 hit?
It does.
Oh, okay. So that is 8 plus 4 is 12 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I don't think I can do anything with bonus this time. I don't think I have any things. Nope, not right now. Not until I have a little buddy. Yep, that's it for me.
Okay. Vex.
Okay, Vex is going to get very excited when she sees how they reacted to cold damage. And she is going to hurl a chromatic orb of cold damage at number 7.
Okay.
That is a natural 20 for 27.
Woo-hoo!
Nice.
Are you about to murder my dude? I feel like you're about to murder my dude.
That is 22 damage.
Now, while that was a very, very smart way for you to think and do the mathing and be like, oh, those guys got dead from the cold, you realize that the big guy in the back didn't quite seem as adversely affected as the rest. Even though he took all of your damage, he just didn't take it as hard as the Valley Girls in front of him did.
But it did hurt him.
Of course it hurt him. It was 22 points of ice ball damage. Let me hit you with the big snowball and see how you feel.
I'm just making sure.
It just wasn't.
I feel like it was less snowball and more like rock covered in ice.
Hail, a big hail.
Big hailstone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terminal velocity, those things will fuck you up.
Is that end of turn for you?
Yeah, that is going to be
Okay. Ulf Saga.
Yes.
I would like you to be a either insight or religion, whichever one you think is more beneficial to you. As you see these sort of creatures standing in front of you, and they don't seem to be repulsed from your light like they should be, but they seem to be like staying right on the edge. And that's something that interests you. So give me one of those two. I don't care which one, whichever one you like better.
Okay, I'm gonna do insight because that's +5. 17.
Okay. So when you like look out ahead and you're trying to like figure out why they don't seem to be running, but more like avoiding the area, you can see like when you look into their eyes that there is something more behind their eyes than any other undead you've ever come across anywhere else. Almost a sentience and a bit of intelligence that most undead would not normally possess. And it is your turn, by the way. I won't count that against you.
And do I like recognize any? Do I recognize where that might be coming from?
Not necessarily that you recognize it, but it might be easily like compared to say like somebody who's wandering purgatory, a lost soul, something along those lines, rather than a typical straight up undead flesh bag zombie. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like a spark of humanity in their eyes, I guess you could say. You see something when you look out at them. You see something that tells you these are not normal zombies more.
Oh, man.
It
Now,
would
what do I-
definitely trigger something in you because of your work and your care around the dead. It's something I feel like kind of like when you're being attacked by a bear in the woods and then you realize the bear in the woods is attacking you because you're too close to her cubs and one of them is injured. That sort of like panic that you would see in like the angry mama bear's eye is the sort of kind of like touch of humanity you're seeing in the eyes of these creatures as somebody who is more in tune with dead things than anybody else in your group.
Okay. Then I am going to try and walk out towards them again. And I'm going to let down I'm going to take down wow, shit, what's it called? The channel divinity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to call out to them and I'm going to be like, hey, why are you attacking us? You need to stop.
When
And I'm
you
gonna
let
try
down,
and walk towards them.
when you let down your channel divinity, they do not attack. Like they cease kind of their hostilities. And I'll put you up here next to Cora. I don't know how far up you want to go. These are dead bodies. But I don't know if Entangle is still up, so I don't know if you want in that terrain area.
No, if I can avoid it, I'll avoid it.
Yeah. So you've got, the big guy back here. This one here, number 6, that hasn't taken any damage or anything. He was one of the more medium size creatures. He's the one out of all of them as you move forward that looks the most remnant of his real life self. And these creatures, I want you to think like Pirates of the Caribbean and how Bootstrap Bill and all of his compatriots were, how they were like overtaken by parts of the sea, but still kind of like you could tell what they were kind of wearing and things before in life. That's very similar to kind of how these zombies are. They're where whatever they died in or they're whatever they were wearing in life, that's kind of what they're wearing. And they're just like bloated and rotting and waterlogged, but they have, some of them have like a starfish on their face and some of them have like cockles and barnacles and things like that. Like very much that kind of look to them. But number 6 holds the most visage out of all of them. Although they do not respond in any sort of language to you when you speak to them.
Okay. I'm going to try to like wave to all of my friends to just stop for just a second. And I'm going to hold up my holy symbol, the pendant that I have for Hal. And I'm going to say, like, I am a servant of the goddess of the dead. Let me help you. Let me help you move on from this.
They don't seem to speak, but they just kind of chill.
Okay.
They don't like advance or anything of the sort. Zero hostilities, nothing. They're just kind of like staring at you.
Okay. And I'm assuming that everybody is kind of stopped, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of walk around all of the entanglement and stuff.
Whose
and I'm gonna
spell is
try.
that?
Sorry.
That's fine. I'll dismiss it.
I was gonna say you'll probably drop it. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to very gingerly walk around the bodies that are already down, trying not to like step on them or show any kind of disrespect. And I'm going to try and make my way towards number 3 now.
Yeah, it changed it when I deleted the other ones. I don't know why.
But I'm gonna try like slowly to make my way towards that one, and I'm gonna just like keep holding up my holy symbol and see if I can get any kind of a reaction from them with the symbol.
Only when you get within like a few feet, do like within about a 5 foot, within melee range, they kind of like cower back some as you like get closer with that. Like it's not something they recognize, but it's something that kind of sparks a little fear in them because they don't recognize it, but they still, like I said, are not acting hostile. They recognized this sort of presentation of peace, so to say.
Okay. I'm just going to try and kind of keep reassuring them as best as I can, since they probably can't understand me very well. I'm going to try to just keep trying to reassure them and see if I can like reach out and like hand that one my holy symbol and see if anything happens.
You can reach it out towards him, but he will not take it.
Okay. Do I get, now that I'm a little bit closer, do I get any sense from them of what could be happening?
You don't, but you see hanging around his neck is an amulet. Maybe why he wouldn't take the one that you had, but it's sort of, the amulet looks sort of like Poseidon kind of mermaidish style, like old Greek style mermaid, where it's got like the tail, but like the upper human body, and they're holding a trident in their hand. Not Poseidon, obviously, because this isn't Greek mythology, but that's the sort of visage that you're seeing in the and Poseidon was a dick. Either way.
Do I recognize it?
You don't. Well, how in depth is your knowledge of Norse mythology?
Mine personally?
Of sagas.
I would say that she's definitely mostly devoted to hell, but she would probably have a pretty good grasp of like the general group of them.
I wouldn't say that it was exactly the symbol of Nord, but it's some sort of creature that would live in the ocean, a symbol of something like that.
I'm going to point to mine, and then I'm going to point to theirs, and I'm going to be like, this is my god. Is that your god?
I wouldn't say he answers you, but if you were to get any sort of understanding in the eyes, I would say that you would get some sort of understanding that not necessarily a god, but maybe a spirit or something these people used to sort of pay homage to or worship or whatever you want to call it. Not the whole church thing, but
Is there a way that I can help you and your souls be at rest?
They don't have an answer for that.
If I look around, do I see anything that could give me like a hint as to what might be keeping them there?
So now that you kind of stop and look around, all of you, now that you kind of like the initial shock of creatures up on you is like gone, and you start to look around, you realize that this is a town on the coastline, down like where the waterfall breaks into the ocean. This is a town on the coastline, and it looks like the remnants of an old port city. It's very decent size all the way across and down the coast some, and the buildings are built pretty sturdily well, but they're very weathered. The stone is very chiseled and water worn and weathered, kind of like the city was swallowed up by some sort of natural disaster, like very, when Vesuvius erupted over Pompeii, people were kind of like stuck in their whatever was happening at the time. That's this like a city kind of frozen in time that was just kind of swallowed away by the ocean, and the ocean seems to be like reclaiming little bits of it at a time. Every time a wave washes over, another little bit of history is lost. So it's like still very soggy, very drowned. There's like the remnants of a few buildings, some of them a little more intact than others, but pretty much everything is like desolate and destroyed. You see there is a building that looks like it's big, and it looks like what would be like a keep or something along those lines, that would be built along the wall for like protection, very medieval style city protection. But that's kind of what you can get. Like it's like just like a lost city, like something happened and all life ceased to exist at that moment in this city, and nature has taking it back ever since.
I mean, I wonder if we should try and like find where they kept their lore and like find more about the city and like try to kind of put all of them at peace. Like, kind of, I don't know.
That's definitely what I'm thinking too. If we don't have to like attack them to help them rest, I don't want to have to.
Mm-hmm.
Ulfsaga is very religious and very dedicated to her goddess, and she feels like just the fact that there is undead is a huge like disrespect to death, and so she wants to remedy this as quickly as possible and put these souls to rest. So I totally agree. If I back away and start to like wander around the remnants of the city, do they do anything? Do I see anything?
They don't do anything to you. They're very sort of passive, but you start to see all kinds of little eyes watching you. Like those weren't the only ones here, that there are more, and they've been kind of like hidden and hiding all throughout. Maybe when they had approached Vex and Cora before, they weren't hostile, and just because they are undead and they look hostile, that's what had caused the initial oh shit reaction. But nothing aside from the group that presented itself initially seems to be like coming forward. It's just very kind of like how mice watch you from the dark, except for waterlogged zombie version.
I want to cast Eyes of the Grave and see if like how many specifically I might be able to get in a 60-foot radius.
What does Eyes of the Grave do?
As an action, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover and that isn't protected from divination magic until the end of your next turn.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, spending that, there are thousands in this map. Like the city stretches down the coast and they are everywhere. Like there are thousands. It was a very, very busy port city. People died here that didn't live here. Sailors from other lands that had ships in the bay, they were lost here too. It's very much like when Aragorn goes into the mountain and all of the ghosts in the ghost city like kind of populate below, like you will suffer me, sort of. That's the kind of magnitude and numbers of spirits in the city. So that would pretty much just light up like a jack-o'-lantern for you the whole time you're walking through everywhere.
Okay.
Can we, looking around, I know you said most of the buildings are destroyed, but could we get a sense of what the most important building would have been?
The one that's like still the most standing is the one that looks like the keep, like what would be like the central keep. And there's like sort of what would be like a sept in like kind of catty corner from there in like the big picture of the space that's still fairly intact. But those are the two most intact buildings because they're the biggest and strongest built out of everything else.
I'm going to try and go, I'm going to like kind of motion for my friends to like follow me or something and just kind of try and wander very slowly and cautiously into the building, not trying to like startle any of the corpses' bodies around me.
Which building?
Whatever that big center one is.
The keep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like a big, giant, abandoned castle. The stone that it's made out of is very dark black stone. I'm not sure any of you have really much stone cutting knowledge, none of your dwarves, but if you were to kind of guess what kind of stone it would be, you would think maybe something like basalt, very dark, heavy black, why it's built so well. And you find it's pretty much the building that you're in is an old castle. It's an old keep. So you see pillars and halls and different things like that. In the central hall is a giant statue. And behind the giant statue is like the painting of what looks like an archway. And it's kind of like not necessarily a painting, but like a carving because of weather and stuff. It would be more of a carving. Any paint would have washed away. But you can see what looks to be like a keyhole and a slot in the middle for something circular.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Do you guys want to? Should we look around more, or should we camp for the rest of the night? Because we kind of it was kind of interrupted. What should we do?
Well, we did leave our stuff all the way up there, so we might have to go back up, camp, and come back down during the day.
Is it really wet where we are inside of the castle?
It's really wet everywhere.
Cool.
I think we go back up and we sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back down in the morning and do whatever we're going to do.
It's pretty perpetual standing water everywhere you go. And like you can even feel like a little bit of the wave kind of move through the water as, you know, the waves would wash in and out. I would say it's probably a good 4 or 5 inches of standing water everywhere. And like when the waves come in, you can kind of feel the ripple through that 4 or 5. Like it's actively, the sea is actively swallowing up this place a bit at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think sleeping down here is something that's going to happen.
No, that's not what it sounds like. I think before we move up, I want the 3 bodies that we were able to take down. I want to find like a safe place to store them until I can learn what their deity's burial rites are. So I'm going to try and find a safe place to kind of set them aside until we can come back to them.
Okay.
And then I'll help.
Going to help.
Grab my arrows back real quick.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
bodies over at all of Saga, or are you just going to tuck them off safely?
Say it one more time.
Did you want to check the bodies over at all, or do you just want to tuck them off safely?
Yeah, I can check them. I want to it would be nice to see if I can find anything valuable or anything that might give me a hint as to what to look for.
So the medium-sized one that died has a key in his pocket, and all 3 of them in their bloat, when they're like actually dead, have 2 gold pieces each in their bellies.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'll take the gold and the key. I'm going to assume that the key is probably for the keyhole that we saw. And I'll take it out and I'll show it to my friends and I'm like, hey, I found a thing that looks like it kind of fits in that wall over there. But I think we should probably wait until morning
Can I
to
see?
do anything with it. Yes. And I do the hand it.
Yeah, that was stupid. Vex is gonna take the key and run towards the door.
Oh.
I guess we'll look at it now. As Vex runs away, I'm gonna take my javelins from the body that's down. So I think I have 2 in the dead body, and then I still have 1 that's protruding out of number 2. Is number 2 on a wall?
No, I just kind of moved them around.
So
You hit him so hard you pin him to the wall.
yeah, I will. Right, my javelin's got it pinned to the wall. So I will, in a sense of good faith, I will like disarm myself and just kind of put my stuff like kind of right there, and I will walk up to number 2, just kind of like really like slow and kind of like I'm not a danger to you anymore. And then I will kind of make the motion of like trying to take the javelin out. Do they react anyway?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You're a paladin.
Yes.
What is your choice of deity? Like, which kind of Norse deity did you choose as your like paladin oath person?
Oh, I had to choose a person? Oh shit. Okay.
Our paladin's religious. A deity is
It's whatever one needs in this
whatever
moment.
one is the prettiest. I don't know. Hold on.
I think that would be Balder.
Is Balder hot? Like, is that?
Yeah, like that's his whole thing is being like fucking gorgeous.
Oh my god. Oh, he kind of cute. Okay.
The reason I'm asking is because Wolf Saga very clearly presents her deity of hell in her amulet. She's dressed very much like a cleric of hell would. Like she is a death cleric. She's very much in tune with that.
I've got like tattoos on one whole side of my body because hell has one whole side of her body that is basically it looks like a corpse, and so one of her clerics, I have like marked my body like her.
Okay. I'm just gonna pick Balder because cute, and number two, it does say that he's just,
Okay.
which I kind of like.
So, do you wear any symbolism of your deity in your armor as a paladin, in your heavy armor, in your sword, in any of your weaponry? Do you have any sort of heraldry indicative of your deity that you wear to represent, or is that more of like an internal sort of tenet that you practice away from everybody, very Mandalorian like?
I'd probably have it on my because I'm wearing like chainmail, so I'd probably have it somewhere on my armor.
Okay.
Some sort of his imagery.
Okay. Yeah, so he doesn't act negative towards you and kind of like allows you to pull it out and lets out a little grunt, like as you pull your javelin out of his shoulder, kind of grunts a little bit, but like kind of like a sigh of relief, like, damn, you got that popcorn kernel out of my tooth and that was really aggravating me. So
yeah. And then I'll just kind of reach over and just kind of like, you know, tap his arm or his shoulder where it was in, like, I'm sorry about that, fam, and then just walk away.
Now I know you went into the keep while you were working on walking toward. This is just art, not really a map, so it's not really a good representation, but it's fairly large. Like I said, keep is kind of central. While you were like walking towards that area, did you want to were you investigating other things or kind of like on a clear path to the biggest building?
I think we would investigate other things.
Okay, give me 4 investigation rolls. I don't care who does them, but 4 different ones.
I want to do one.
I'll do one.
You don't want me to do one.
I can do one.
With my 0.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't. I don't have very good investigation.
Mine's not great either. 8.
I got 16.
All right.
Ooh, I got a 19. Just a plain 19 because I have zero in my investigation.
So, Finka, the thing that you find when you're kind of looking around and walking through is you're able to see that some of the fish that kind of wash up or float along by you are edible, alongside of a lot of the rotted ones. If it was anything that you wanted to gather, as a hunter-gatherer sort of type, you were able to find fish if you were interested. Some sort of sea fish. I don't care if it's Nemo, Dory, whoever you want to eat. That's up to you.
Sure, I'll grab a couple for breakfast, whatever the fuck breakfast is.
Zarso, in yours, along looking around, you find a ruby, an emerald, and a sapphire, all worth 100 gold pieces each, and scattered throughout roughly about 500 gold pieces around through the marketplace commons area that kind of settled in the bottom of the water.
Okay, you said ruby, sapphire, and what else?
Ruby, sapphire, and emerald.
Emerald.
Yep. Ulfsaga, you find somebody's journal floating in the water. And the thing about this journal is it's not weather worn or torn down or anything like that. It looks like somebody dropped it recently, within a year, months or so. You know, it's not too worn down to look like it's been here forever. To open it and read the inside, you find a leather-bound journal.
Okay. I'll pick it up. Does anything about it look suspicious?
It doesn't look suspicious, but on the other hand, it looks fancy. It's like a leather, and when you pick it up, you realize the leather's kind of like a purpley colored leather, and it's got some gold lettering on the outside that says journal. That says journal, and it's got some like little stones in the side, like some onyx and opal colored kind of, well, maybe mother of pearl because it's cheaper than opal, but like some onyx and stuff set into the spine of it.
Fancy journal. Okay. I'm going to like hold it out just a little bit just in case there's like some kind of crazy magic in it that I don't bother to try and ask anybody about, and I'm going to try and open it. And
so
read it.
Flip it open to the first page. It's just like, this journal belongs to, and written in like the fanciest, prettiest, most elegant handwriting. You see the name Selenar, Selanar. You see the name Selenar. This journal belongs to. And then as you flip through the pages, it's a lot of talk about crafting, about gems and rune stones, about applying them to weapons and armor and different items, a mention of something called a socket, and ancient crafting technologies.
Sorry, I'm writing it down just a second.
No, you're fine.
Cool. Okay. I will bring this to my friends.
I'll say you probably just found it. Like, you guys are like walking along. You're not spread far apart, but you're not like on top of each other as you kind of like move through the marketplace, kicking things around, you know, looking through windows of like old buildings and stuff, kind of where you can see everybody, but still like at a distance, each of you finding and coming across different things if you're actively looking for things. If you're not, then you're not.
Okay, I'll just like wave it around and kind of like shake off some of the excess water and be like, hey, look at this cool thing I found. It's like super fancy journal.
Oh, I mean, I found a bunch of gems and gold, so.
I wonder if they belong to the same person. Because he talks about gems in his little fancy journal thing.
Maybe. I mean, we had to like take some time and kind of dive through the journal and see if we can read it. If there's even legible pages anymore.
I mean, it seems like they are. It seems kind of new, actually. Like, definitely newer than the city. I wonder if this person has been here recently.
Maybe.
Maybe.
When we get back to camp, we can look at it and figure it out. When everything's kind of, I don't know, feels safer.
Yeah.
Like, we're safe here, but like, how are we safe?
Did anyone try to stop Vex from running towards the door with the key?
I was just getting back around to that.
Not even gonna bother.
I was just gonna like
I'm just
shake my
following
head
you.
and, like face palm and walk after you. Honestly, I should have done better.
Following.
That was dumb.
Just following.
Finka's gonna take off after Vex. I imagine she has a pretty decent head start, though.
Yes.
Well, Vex is quick like Bunny, so yeah, probably.
Quick like
When she gets close to that door thingy that has the keyhole in it. Yep, I'm gonna do it. Finka has just like grabbed the arrows out of the bodies that she fired and was sort of wiping them off as they were walking before she shoves them back in her quiver. So when Vex gets close to that door she's running for, I think Finka's gonna grab the last of those arrows and I think she's gonna shoot the door like
a warning
2 feet.
shot.
Yeah. Because yelling after her seems to have done exactly 0 things in getting her to stop and engage her frontal lobe.
Does she have one of those? She's pretty.
Well, she's a year younger, so she has even a little bit less.
I was going to
Those
say
2 brain cells that you have in your frontal lobe, I would like you to engage them now, please. Rub them together.
Bash them together. Just
Yeah.
I think that because she is now de-aged by a year, she did not sleep at all. And probably is she still does have a level of stress. I don't think that's gonna phase her, and she's gonna put the key in the door.
Vex.
Yes, Cora.
Not yet.
Not yet what? I wanna see
Not-
what's on the other side.
No key yet. Sleepy. Tired.
It's too wet to
Vexia,
sleep.
did you notice how dark it is?
No.
Clearly not. This will
It's
be
been
so much more fun if we wait for the morning. We'll be able to actually see everything. If we go into the dark room that's already dark while it's dark outside, we will not be able to see jack shit.
Yeah, Vex's response is going to be to cast light.
Also, none of us have slept.
I would like to note to you that you have not had any sunrise, any sunset, any moonrise, any of that. When you were at the top of the cliff, remember it was very Aurora Borealis-y type, kind of eternal twilight feeling. And now where you're at is this sort of like 5 a.m., sun isn't up, foggy morning, cold sort of darkness. So there's been no sun up, sun down. It's just been dark one way or another in both places that you've been since coming back.
well, it would just be better to adventure further when we have good rest. So we're taken care of. So we feel good.
Yeah, but I'm too sleepy to climb all the way back up. It takes like an hour and a half.
It's
Well,
okay.
that's
I'll
why-
carry you.
Yeah, that's why we help each other.
I'll carry you. And then Brianna's just going to go and pick Vex up and start walking towards the door.
Did you put the key in the door?
I
if-
started to, but I did not turn it or push it all the way in. Because Cora can engage her frontal lobe the way Finka cannot.
Sleepy time now. Door tomorrow.
I guess Vex will grab the key as Brianna like manhandles her.
Brianna really just wants to like give Vex like a cuddle and just like hold Vex as we venture outside and be like, you're so soft.
If you're carrying Vex, she will fall asleep in approximately 2 minutes.
That's perfect.
I am also very strong. If you want to like trade off, we can, take turns as we climb up that massive fucking cliff. Vex.
I'm not the one that wants to climb back up.
Getting down was fine. Getting back up is going to be a lot less fine.
I love the fact that like she brought us into this problem and yet she's the one who's knocked out right now and being carried.
So I would like
Yeah.
to touch on the stress factor. Vex, you did make a point on stress. You have stress as Kara, not as Vex, so you're good. But
Oh, okay.
of Saga,
Yeah.
you missed it. We worked out stress mechanic, and I made you roll dice.
Yes.
And you have For Jessix, a total of the ability of 3 stress before you start taking 2 out of 3 stress. This is where your vice that we talked about comes in handy. How I asked everybody what it is at the time. So, relieve stress. So you told me it's chess for Jessix and knitting for Opsaga. So when you get back to the real world, if you wanted to relieve some stress, you would say, I'm going to spend some time knitting. We're going to roll some dice and we're going to see if that stress comes off. As Opsaga, unfortunately for you, Opsaga has a very low constitution, so you only have 1 available stress point. So that is something very important for you particular to keep in mind, as well as Zarso, who also only has 1 stress point.
Me too.
Finka also, yes. The 3 of you that only have 1 stress point, keep that in mind, because not sleeping can add stress to you. Not if you are a cleric who needs to convene with your deity once every 7 days and you don't do that, that can add stress to you. If you are a warlock who needs to talk to their patron once every 6 months because patrons don't give a fuck about you, they're kind of like baby daddies, and you don't do that, you're going to get some stress added to you, some sort of stuff like that, along with consequences from things happening in the game. So we weren't here for us to go over that, and Vex mentioned it, so I wanted to retouch on that. Okay. So it sounds like you guys are wanting to go back up and rest because you were woke up in the middle of the night. Nobody has really gotten full sleep, anything like that. So that sounds like what we're going to do.
Yes, please.
You guys will take some time going up. I have noted in my notes what things that you did find. And so you can do that. You can climb back up, go to your tents and all of that, and take a long rest. This is officially the completion of session 2 in your level up trackers, if you are keeping track of that. So 2 more until your next level. And yes,
with the long rest, I do want to do my find familiar for
Go
my
for
pack
it.
with the chain.
Go for
So
it.
I'll be summoning my imp, which will actually look like a raven.
Okay, that's fine. So you will have a raven.
But
And
actually,
nobody-
yes.
Nobody has in-world stress yet, so you're all good in that aspect. So, that being said, you successfully located some ruins that you didn't know were there. You as successfully communicated with some possibly dead folks as you could, and you found some things that you have added to your inventories. And I will tell you the name of the keep that you came across, particularly itself, is called Driftmark. That being said, it sounds like we are going to bring this evening to an end. So let's see which one of our friends we are going to raid into at this point. What is this? Thursday? No, Monday.
It's Monday.
That's Monday.
Monday. Ha, I knew that. I saw -2 and I was thinking of Soul because he DMs over there on Thursdays. All right, so we're going to roll over to Guild Superior and cause some chaos in their chat. So those of you who are in the audience, go drop some little chaos emojis over there, do all of that fun stuff. And we will catch everybody next week again for more vexatious chaos shenanigans. Because
I
it's
do my
fun.
best.
And why not? On that note, goodbye and good night, or whatever they say on the BBC.